Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You're watching Kevin the Geek, and it is Series 7, Episode 6 of the Brittas Empire. And you know what that means. With only 2 more episodes to go after this one, it is actually now the final countdown. How are we so close to the end? Literally, how? Just how? This show, which we have been doing reactions for over a year. Yeah, the time has flown by, and I don't want it to end. I really don't want it to end, but it will have to happen. So let's get one step closer and let's watch this latest episode. What? I hope that's a red herring. I hope that episode title is a red herring.
GF. Gavin Featherly. Much as I hate to say this, I'm afraid it looks like Gavin may have drowned.
And it's all your fault, Brittas. If it hadn't been for you, Gavin would still be alive.
Time out, what's going on?
Oh, there
Surely
you are,
not.
Gavin. Been looking for you everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Brittas. I'm just using Julie's tape recorder.
Staff meeting in 5 minutes, please.
Right.
That's rather nice. What is it?
It's Tibetan chimes, Mr. Brittas. It's a relaxation tape that Mrs. Brittas lent me. She said at our last counselling session I needed to relax more. You see, I've been a bit depressed recently.
Have you? Oh, dear. Hang on, there are 2 tapes there.
Yes, that's because I'm recording it.
You're recording the tape Mrs. Brittas lent you?
Well, yes, that way I'll have a copy of my own.
I cannot believe I'm hearing this, Gavin.
What?
A member of my own staff openly committing a crime on the premises? My office, please, Gavin. Come on, sit down, please.
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
Now, what does it say on that box?
Unauthorised duplication is a violation of applicable laws.
Precisely.
Everybody does it, Mr. Brittas.
If everyone went around killing people, Gavin, would that make it any less of a crime?
Well,
No, but...
depends
Now,
who.
I want you to do the only decent thing.
What's that?
Confess.
What?
Who?
I want you to write to this record company and tell them that you've made illicit recordings.
You're joking, Mr. Brittas.
No, I'm not. I want you to clear your conscience, Gavin. As my acting senior deputy manager, it's up to you to set an example.
Why is he still only acting?
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
Right, item number 28, the staff weekend away.
I'll just go back to that point. You know, that point has now become as much of a bugbear for me as the whole missing storyline following Carol and Gordon's babies. You know, we're like he wasn't he like starting to be like acting manager around about the time that Julie was that Laura was planning on leaving. So how are we now like at least 2 years later and he's still only an acting deputy manager?
It's up to you to set an example.
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
Right, item number 28, the staff weekend away.
Do we have to go?
Yes, we do, Julie. As I've said before, the staff weekend away is an excellent opportunity for us to bond together in a non-work environment.
Yes.
Where are we going this year? New York?
Paris? Rome?
Burbage-on-Sea.
Oh, not again. We went there last year, Mr. Brittas.
And the year before.
Burbage-on-Sea is a good, honest,
Boring.
beautiful English resort, Julie. Right, now the rooming arrangements. I've spoken to Mrs. McGinty. I'm afraid she can only provide 6 guest rooms this year. So, Tim, I was wondering if it was possible for you to share with Gavin, especially as he's feeling a little bit depressed at the moment. He can probably
I
do
think
with
they'll
the
be
company.
fine with that.
Dress out and grin and bear it, Mr. Brittas.
Good. Right, now, we leave after work on Friday, which gives you plenty of time to think about what to take with you. But just in case, I've drawn up my usual checklist. There it is, anorak, warm cardi, spare sink plug.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Brittas. I've been having a bit of trouble with my Lilo.
Sit down, please, Cully.
pleased to know that I've got it working again, and as far as I'm aware...
Thank you, Colin.
It is the only Lilo in the world powered exclusively by potatoes.
Sit
You
down,
what?
please, Colin.
Sorry,
Right.
let's rewind. I want to know more about this potato-powered Lilo.
It's spare sink plug. Potatoes?
Yeah.
You just stick the potatoes in like this.
You mean it actually runs on potatoes?
That's right, Gavin. King Edwards are, generally speaking, the best. You get about 70 miles to the pound from them.
Amazing, Colin. The first totally ecologically sound motorboat.
Lilo, Linda. I prefer the word Lilo. It has a gentler sound. I like to think you can lie back and relax as it cruises gently across the ocean.
So is it, fella? Whoa!
That thing is lethal, Colin.
It must have been the Morris Pipers, Mr. Brittas.
They are a bit gassy. You never know. You might see cruise liners now start to be powered by potatoes in the near future.
Right, quick as you can, everyone, please. Timothy. Come on.
What the hell is that?
What's all this?
It's my luggage, Miss Brits.
You're going away for the weekend, not emigrating.
Yes, Miss.
Right, come on.
Mr. Brittas, can I have a word, please, Mr. Brittas?
Not now, Gavin. We're running late, as it is.
Whoa.
Mr. Brittas, this just came in the post. It's from the record company, the one you told me to write to.
Dear Mr. Featherly, thank you for your letter. As you know, the duplication of pre-recorded material without prior consent is strictly prohibited under the Copyright Act of 1951. We therefore require the standard penalty payment
Yes, it's £10,000, Mr. Brittas.
Oh.
They're suing me 10 grand for breach of copyright.
Oh dear.
But what am I going to do?
You'll just have to pay it, Gavin Featherly. Come on.
Wow. I'm saying nothing.
Right, straight to bed, everyone. Very early start in the morning. I've got the crazy goal for 8:30.
£10,000. Where on earth am I going to find 10 grand? We'll have to sell the flat.
Oh, don't be daft.
I'll have to get a second job, work nights.
They'll probably drop the charges. I mean, you're small fry. It's not worth their while taking you to court.
Court? Oh, my God.
How do you find the defendant?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Gavin Featherly, you have been found guilty of the most wicked and heinous crime. I therefore recommend the maximum possible sentence. That you be taken from here to a place of incarceration for a minimum of 40 years psychotherapy with Mrs. Helen Brittas.
Oh my word.
Please, I beg of you. I'd rather die. I'd rather die.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I'm just gonna go out for a moment.
Oh boy.
Breath of fresh air. There may be some time.
Oh, it's going out on the Lilo.
Gavin probably just went for a swim.
What, for 2 days?
I'm sure there's a perfectly innocent explanation.
Here comes the Coast Guard, Mr. Brittas.
With Gavin, no doubt.
No luck, Mr. Brittas. We've covered a radius of 30 miles. All we found was this.
Oh.
There may be some time.
I'd rather die.
Let's not get melodramatic, Tim.
That's what Gavin said. Oh, my God.
Look, don't start jumping to any stupid conclusions.
Mr. Brittas, come quickly. Come and see what I found on the beach.
Oh, here we go, back to the beginning. So we're only like 10 minutes in.
GF. Gavin Featherly. Much as I hate to say this, I'm afraid it looks like Gavin may have drowned.
Oh, of course, it all makes sense now.
What do you mean?
Well, he was depressed, Mr. Brittas. And people do stupid things when they're depressed.
Are you saying Gavin deliberately drowned himself?
There was that letter for the record company. That was the final straw. Oh, God, he's killed himself. He killed himself.
Tim, we have no evidence to support that.
I'm telling you, he's killed himself, and it's all your fault. You made him write at that record company. If it hadn't been for you, he'd still be alive. It is all your fault.
Oh, Gavin! Go on!
I have just broken the news to Gavin's parents over the phone, and needless to say, they were very distressed.
Especially when you reverse the charges.
Oh!
This centre cannot afford long-distance phone calls, Julie, especially to Fiji.
If you don't understand what reversing the telephone charges are, ask your mum and dad.
They have asked me to make the funeral arrangements. It will be Thursday afternoon, 2:30 at Whitbury New Church.
Did you say funeral, Mr. Brittas?
As far as Gavin's parents are concerned, this is a funeral. You see, it's an essential part of the grieving process to dispose of the body of a loved one in a ritual manner.
We don't have a body, Miss Brittas.
You know that, Carol. I know that. But Gavin's parents don't.
You mean you've lied to Gavin's parents, Mr. Brittas?
Yes.
I have learnt by experience, Colin, that sometimes, and I stress only sometimes, we need to tell a small untruth in the service of a higher goal. In this case, to help Gavin's parents through the grieving process.
Does the vicar know we haven't got a body?
Actually, Linda, we'll be taking the service ourselves.
Us, Mr. Brittas.
That's right, Colin. It's what Gavin would have wanted. His closest friends and colleagues holding a special service for him.
Really?
And I'd like us all to take a little part. Linda, I'd like you to lead the service, please.
Me?
Yes, it'll be very good for when you go to theological college.
Gosh, a funeral? Me? I've only ever done my nephew's christening. Still, I suppose a funeral will be more or less the same.
I'd imagine you might have to change the words a bit, Linda.
A little bit.
Carol, I'd like you to play something for us.
Play?
A hymn or something.
Oh, I'm afraid I haven't played for long. I'd be delighted.
Well done, Carol. Colin, I'd like you to make a contribution, please.
I don't think it would be right, Mr. Brittas.
What do you mean?
Well, Gavin and I never exactly saw eye to eye. For me to partake in this ceremony would be, well, hypocritical to say the least.
Really?
Colin Weatherby, I'm surprised at you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brittas. It's just the way I feel.
Oh,
Carol,
I thought we were going to have an episode
Miss
without her.
Brittas?
I can't believe it.
I know.
Here one minute, gone the next.
Yes.
He was so kind,
Gavin's going to turn up a crash at the funeral, isn't he?
considerate. I mean, he had his off days like anyone else, but his heart was in the right place.
And she's talking about someone else,
I'm
isn't she?
gonna miss him, Miss Briss. Me too. Do you know, he could always tell when I was feeling a bit low. He'd come over and rub himself up against me.
Yeah, she's talking about someone else, isn't she? Yeah.
Really?
Place his wet nose in my lap.
She's not about a dog.
Wet nose?
His big floppy ears don't
Floppy ears, Gavin?
Gavin, I'm talking about Winston.
Who's Winston?
A pet cocker spaniel. I found him in his basket this morning. He just passed away in his sleep.
Oh, please say they're not going to put the dog in the casket for the funeral. That'll be dreadful.
Old mahogany or plastic?
Pardon?
The coffin. I've got the funeral parlour on the line. You want to know which sort you want?
Julie, who's paying for this funeral?
Gavin's parents.
And what did I tell you about Gavin's parents?
I can't remember. He's an army colonel or something.
A retired army colonel. Therefore, they'll be living off his pension. Therefore, he won't thank us for spending a fortune on Gavin's funeral. Let's keep costs down, shall we? What on earth is that?
Oh my word! Whoa!
Carol!
3 keys?
Turn it down, Carol! Carol!
Miss Briss?
What is that racket, Carol?
That racket, Miss Briss, is my Laudate Gavinum.
What?
It is my requiem mass that I've composed especially for Gavin's funeral.
I thought we agreed, Carol, if I let you bring this equipment in, it was to be used sensibly.
Yes, Miss Briss.
Keep it down.
Sorry.
Oh, I just slipped.
I got up this morning and the bed was empty.
Yes.
I went into the bathroom and there's his toothbrush in the cup. And that silly Daffy Duck thing he used to take in the bath with him is just lying there on the floor.
Daffy Duck thing?
I really, really miss him.
He would have died anyway.
What?
What?
He was 17 and he'd been arthritic for a long
The
time.
fucking heck? It's all about the dog again.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I know, it must have been awful for you. But you must allow your feelings, let yourself grieve.
The awful thing is, it's all my fault.
No, it's all my fault. I should never have given him those prawns. They were 4 days past the sell-by date.
No, you don't understand. I was the one who wrote the letter from the record company. It was just a practical joke to teach Gavin a lesson and stop him being such a slave to Brittas.
You are?
And then he goes and kills himself all because of me.
Hey, what?
There. Blaming yourself. It's just a way of avoiding pain.
But it's Mr. Brittas I'm putting all the blame on.
Come to think of it, it was Gordon's fault.
Hey?
He found those prawns in the reduced clear bin.
Size? Oh, how the heck should I know? Just make it the cheapest you've got. Right. Bye. Poor Gavin. 36 years on this planet and you end up in a Formica box. Still, don't expect you care now. Wherever you are.
He's on a boat. There he is.
Oh, merci.
Alors, ça va?
Ça va? Oh, vous avez sauvé ma vie.
Un peu drôle ton bateau, hein?
Oh, c'était un îlot de pommes de terre.
I know that.
Îlot de pommes de terre.
I don't know French, but I recognise that.
Des pêcheurs. Oh, Michel, il pense qu'on est pêcheurs. Non, mon petit chou anglais. Nous sommes des pirates.
Pirates? Oh, odd.
I mean, technically, he would be a pirate, isn't he?
Can't stop now, my darling. Got to interview someone for Gavin's job.
Could you just have a quick look at these brochures?
What's this? Pet cemeteries?
There's one just outside Whitbury. It's got its own little church. You get a proper service, and for an extra £100, Winston could have his own lamppost in the memorial garden.
Wow.
My darling, I've got rather more important things to think about than a pet that's just died.
How can you say that? Winston was a friend, a member of the family.
True.
Winston was a loving, affectionate animal, Helen. At least he was to you and the children. But at the end of the day, he was only a dog. If you'll excuse me, I must get on.
You can't say they're only a dog.
Vous allez en Angleterre?
Non, nous n'allons pas en Angleterre.
France?
Ni en France. Où? À la République Orinetienne, en Afrique.
Republic of something near Africa, I think that was.
France?
Ni en France. Où? À la République Orinetienne, en Afrique.
Not quite sure.
Eh ben, tu viens avec nous?
Non, c'est pas possible.
C'est fort possible. Chez les Orinetiens, les beaux Anglais comme toi, ça vaut beaucoup d'argent.
Not now.
The basic gist I got of that is that they're pirates. They're going somewhere North Africa. I think that my very, very, very old school brain from what I remember from school. And we're talking, I gave up French in year 8? So we're talking about 20 years ago. Yeah, that's pretty much what I can get of that.
Darling, I've got to collect Gavin's parents from the station. I'm running late as it is.
Mr. Brittas, I just wanted to say that I've had a bit of a think and I would like to do something for Gavin's funeral.
Oh, I'm glad you've seen sense at last, Mr. Weatherby.
If it's OK with you, I'd like to dig the grave.
Dig the grave?
Yes, you see, by burying Gavin, it's a bit like burying the hatchet, as it were, letting bygones be bygones.
Okay.
Well, I suppose that's something.
Oh, what the hell was that?
What's going on?
Oh!
Helen! What are you doing?
I'm digging a hole. What does it look like I'm doing?
You can't just dig up council property.
Well, it was either that or your vegetable patch, and I didn't think you'd be very happy about that.
What are you digging a hole for anyway?
Winston.
I'm burying Winston.
Would you please take that animal down to the vet and let him dispose of him?
But
Now!
He's a lovely little fellow, isn't he?
Take him to the vet.
Imagine if he's not
honestly.
actually dead.
I mean, why didn't I just shove him in a skip and be done with it?
Why don't you give in to me, Mrs. Brittas?
What?
I'll make sure Winston has a lovely send-off.
Really? Oh, no, thank you.
Colonel and Mrs. Featherly, please do come in. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Julie, coffee, please.
I'm busy.
It's for Gavin's parents.
Why didn't you say so?
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. How was the flight?
Wearying, to say the least. 22 hours is a long time.
Yes. Still, there's the in-flight entertainment. Did they show a movie?
I expect so. My mind wasn't really on it.
It's a Wonderful Life. I know because it was Gavin's favourite.
Oh.
Now, Enid.
I still can't believe it's happened.
And that's not
Alec and his brother and
happy
sisters.
movie.
Brother and sisters? Gavin never told me.
Oh, one brother and two sisters scattered all over the world. There's Sally in Tokyo, Alice in Brussels, and Peter in Zambia.
Wow.
And they'll all be at the funeral. Oh, it'll be lovely to see Peter again. We haven't seen him in years. Funny how it takes a tragedy to bring the family together.
All right, Enid.
Thank you, Julie.
I can't believe how you snubbed Peter just because he wouldn't go in the army.
The Featherly tradition has always
Damn
been
your
for the...
tradition.
Coffee?
Because of your tradition, we haven't seen Peter in 15 years.
Black or white?
Enid, you're being hysterical.
And if Gavin hadn't died, we probably never would have seen him again.
Vicky?
No, thanks.
Very wise. Too much sugar can kill you. I took the liberty of clearing out Gavin's locker. I thought you might like some of his things.
That's very kind.
There's his uniform, his mug, and staff duty rosters going all the way back to 1991. Sorry, did I say something wrong?
Seeing his belongings, it brings it all back.
Come in.
Mr. Brittas, I heard Gavin's parents were here, so I thought...
I wonder if they know about Gavin and Tim.
Okay.
What does it look like, Tim?
Hello, Mrs. Featherly.
Oh, hello.
I'm really, really sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I miss him too. In fact, there's not a second goes by I don't think about him.
You and he must have been great friends.
Well, I'm Tim. You must have read about me in Gavin's letters.
Tim.
Oh.
I remember there was a Colin, and a Carol, and a Linda.
And Julie.
We are gathered here today.
I hate him!
Who?
Gavin, I hope he rots in hell.
Oh!
It's a terrible thing to say.
It's meant to be. I've just been with Gavin's parents, and you know, they've never even heard of me. 10 years we've been together, and not once has he mentioned me in his letters. He said he told them all about us. Liar, I could kill him!
Tim, Gavin's gone now, and nothing's going to bring him back.
Oh.
Hello.
Tim.
Gavin?
Tim, you've got to help me.
Gavin, is that you?
Look, I haven't got a lot of time.
Oh, Gavin, where are you?
On a pirate ship.
On a what?
I can't explain right.
Gavin?
Damn it!
Gavin, hello? Hello?
My word, Gavin never told us that this centre was so big.
Oh, it's big. And he did very well to work his way up to senior deputy manager. You should be very proud of him.
Mr. Brittas! Mr. Brittas! Can I have a word, please, Mr. Brittas? Excuse me.
Tim, I'm taking Colonel and Mrs. Featherly round the centre.
I must speak to you now. It's very urgent.
What is it?
In private, please.
Please, do.
Oh, he's not going to tell him. That's mean.
No. I don't know how to break this to Gavin's parents, but I think we should do it very, very gently.
Break what to them?
Gavin's still alive!
What?
He called just now. I spoke to him.
Everything all right?
Fine, thanks. Called just now. Where is he?
On a pirate ship.
On a pirate...
They're going to think he's a humpback.
Of course he is, Tim. Was it flying the Jolly Roger? Did Captain Hook make him walk the plank?
Oh, you don't believe me, do you?
Tim, look, you've been through an awful lot. I think you should go down to the restroom, put the kettle on, have a nice cup of tea and have a nice lie down.
But I'm telling you the truth!
Go.
Oh!
You okay, buddy?
Who are you?
Interpol.
Oh!
Been after this lot for years.
Oh, thank God for that!
Right, Gavin's parents are waiting. Let's go.
Mr. Brittas! Mr. Brittas, I implore you to call this thing off!
Not now, Tim. Go and get changed.
Mr. Brittas, Gavin is still alive. He is on a pirate ship. Why won't anyone believe me?
I believe you, Tim.
Oh, do you?
Only last I'd heard, he'd been captured by Vikings.
God damn it, Julie. This is not a time for joking.
Mr. Brittas, I am warning you. If you don't go out there and tell Gavin's parents, I'll do it myself.
Linda.
Oh!
All these people for Gavin.
Don't sound so surprised, Linda. Gavin had a lot of friends.
There's Sally and Alice. And Peter. Peter! Oh, my God!
Hello, Mum.
Oh, it's so lovely to see you.
You too. Hello, Dad.
Hello, Peter. Good to see you, my boy.
Hey!
Sorry to interrupt, but if you'd like to make your way through now, please.
We'd like to go in with Gavin, if we may.
Yes, of course. Could you get it out now, please?
Something's going to go wrong, isn't it?
Julie, what's going on?
Alec, well, you said get the cheapers.
Is this some kind of a joke, Mr. Brittas?
See, I can explain.
You better.
He shrunk in the water.
What? Julie? The truth is, Colonel Featherly...
We only found part of him.
Oh, my...
Part of him.
He'd been tossed onto the rocks, you see.
Oh, my God!
I tell you.
It's all right. I understand.
Do you?
Home sweet home, eh?
Yes. Thanks for the lift. How do you feel? I'm just glad to be back, really. That's all. Just glad to be back. Funny, when I phoned earlier, there was no reply.
Probably I've gone to a party.
Yes.
Oh, my word. Is he smoking?
That's my gift to you, Gavin. Rest in peace, my friend.
Oh.
Anyone there?
What's that for?
And now to end our service, Carol Parkinson will play her own composition in tribute to Gavin's memory, entitled Laudate Gavin.
Whoa! 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 Nice wig!
Lord, bless the soul of Gavin Featherly. Let us return his body to the earth. Dust to dust, ashes 2 ashes.
Not now, my darling.
He seems to be rising.
What?
Oh! The water. Whoa! What a send-off! Is it the dog in there?
Oh my God, it's
a dog!
I wish I knew, Colonel Finley. Colin.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brittas. I just thought as it was free, it seemed a shame to waste it.
What do you mean free? Look! I can explain. You see...
Hello, Mr. Brittas.
Hey, there he is.
Peter, Dad, Bob, Alice, what are you all doing here?
They've all come here for a funeral, Gavin.
I'm sorry. Anyone I know?
Wow. Wow. That, despite how much of that I was able to correctly predict, that was awesome. That really, really was. I mean, I knew they weren't going to kill off Gavin. Not when you are literally putting that as basically the title of the episode, because that is just ridiculous, isn't it? You know, I mean, talk about a red herring for a title. It's a proper clickbait, isn't it? Or I don't know, what would it have been in the 90s? Because it obviously wasn't the internet. Maybe I'll put that as the title of this and see, maybe does that trick a few people into watching this episode as well? I don't know. Wow, yeah, that was just great. It was. It really, really was. I had a lot of enjoyment out of that one. And we've only got 2 more episodes left. I don't know how I'm going to cope. I really don't. I really, really don't. You know, part of me is just going, you know what, maybe I need to watch them now. You know, kind of like rip the plaster off and get it over and done with. And there's other bits like, nah, literally save it to the very last seconds to watch it. You know, I really don't know. I'll probably wait. I'll probably savor it, you know, because it's been one hell of a journey watching this series. It really, really has. Yeah, that was just a lot of fun. It was Brittas as of old. It is chaos and a lot of good laughs, to the point that it actually made my jaw really, really ache. And that for me is always a sign of a really good, funny episode of anything. You know, when you're laughing so much, your jaw and you like your chin and your neck is aching. They've done a good job. So that is going to do it for Series 7, Episode 6 of the Brittas Empire. Rest in peace, Kevin Featherly. I don't want this show to end. For now, my name's Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek.